Hello my dear students, Jai Hind, welcome to your science class. This is part 2 of this chapter, sorting material into groups, and in this particular video we are going to see each property, each physical properties you can say of material, that how we can sort them into groups based on their appearance, hardness, solubility, transparency and buoyancy. So we will discuss one by one about all the properties. So let's start with the first property, that is appearance, how a material looks. Based on that we can divide the material into two groups. One is the material which are having luster, okay, then lustrous material, and the all other material which are not having luster, then that will be considered non-lustrous material. So what are the examples of lustrous material? So these are the examples: iron, copper, aluminium, gold, platinum, silver. They all are the examples of lustrous material. Since you know that luster is the unique property shown by metals, so here you can see the examples of various metals. Okay, if you consider non-lustrous material, then what are the materials? Cardboard, paper, wood, these all are non-lustrous material, that you can say brick that we are using to make our building. So in that way there are materials which are non-lustrous material. The second property is hardness. We can divide based on this property material into two groups. One is soft material and another one is hard material. The material which can be compressed or scratched, okay, easily are called soft. Examples are very common. Let's cotton, sponge. This you can feel by your hand, okay. By compressing the cotton you can feel that you can compress it very easily, okay. But if you compare with iron, you can't compress iron by your hand, okay. So that's why this is an example of hard material. The third one is solubility. Again I told you that we are considering the material which are soluble in water. Why we are taking example? Because water is universal solvent. Most of the material can be dissolved in water. So based on that we can divide materials into two groups. One is soluble material, second one is insoluble material. So some substances have completely disappeared are dissolved in water, they are known as soluble substances, whereas there are many substances which can't be dissolved in water even if you stir for a longer time, okay. All those material will be considered as insoluble material. Here you can take example of sugar, salt, that every day we are dissolving into the water. But if you take another example like sand, pebbles, chalk powder or chalk, so they can't be dissolved into the water, okay. So that's why few are soluble and few are insoluble materials, okay. The fourth property you can see here is transparency. Again this is the property shown by the material. Few materials are there which are not allowing light to pass through it, few are there which are allowing it partially, okay, and few materials are there which are totally allowing light to pass through it. The all materials which are not allowing light to pass through it are known as opaque material. If you go to the example, you can see wood, cardboard, metals, they are opaque material. But if you come to translucent material, they are partially allowing. How we can get partially? Simply if you take one paper and you put some drops of oil, suppose you are using mustard oil on a white paper, you can feel that light is passing through it, but partially. You can't see what actually the material is on another side, but you can feel that light is coming from the next side, okay, the opposite side of the paper. And the third thing is transparent material. Very common example, this glass, air, water. You know, how can you say that air is transparent? You know that each and every corner of our room and office or this environment where we are surviving is filled with air. If it is not transparent, then we can't see each other. When you feel that when there is high wind and all the soil particle, or you can say dust particle, are moving around, you can feel that it is very blur. When there is intensive rain, then again it reduces the visibility. When there is fume, it reduces the visibility. When there is fog, it reduces the visibility. So that are the moment where you can feel that if air is clean, it is totally transparent. Okay, so these are the examples of material which are transparent. The fifth property is buoyancy, the tendency to float in water or a liquid. Okay, so the all materials which are having tendency to float on the water. Okay, if we are flowing in the water or floating in the water, means they are showing the floating property, means they will not sink into the water. Examples: wood, sponges, many hollow things like empty bottle. You can see, if the bottle is empty, it will float on the water. Okay, and if it is filled with water, it will sink into the bottom. Okay, so there are certain examples like balls, balloon. All these things are floating material. You must have noted some more material into this group while you are performing the activity. And there are certain non-floating material, all the materials which are sinking into the water, easily they are sinking in the water, all will be considered as non-floating material. Example: metal, rock, and anything which are much denser than water. If it is having high density comparative to the water, it will sink. If it is having lower density or low density comparative to the water, it will float on the water. Okay, so these are the properties we discussed. Based on that, we can sort material into the groups. Okay, you can find out how you can sort out material based on certain other properties. That you can find out and you can make note of it in your notebook. So that's all in this video. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.